having the right people with the right dynamics. We all recognize that everybody's got their own part to play. I mean, everybody works together. We have field technicians, but they recognize that we got an office staff and we got guys in the warehouse that are supporting them out in the field.
I came in not having any experience at all, and everybody was really warm and welcoming as far as, learning new things and on the pace as far as my own pace.
I think one of the favorite things about Seneca for me are the people. A lot of great talent, and just really fun people to talk to and to be with. We continue to grow and advance and go into new states, new opportunities. So it's been a great home for me, and I think it could be a great home for others as well.
I transferred from Waste Solutions to our construction division, and it was a lateral move, but a lot more opportunities to grow within the company. And I'm just hoping to continue efficiency and process improvement, which are things that I really enjoy doing, and Seneca's given me an opportunity to explore that. Continuously throughout my entire career with Seneca, they've always been able to allow me to change up my role based on what I was needing, what I wanted, and get to kind of choose where my success is going to be.
A couple of first days I was here, I was, maybe fortunate enough to meet the owner and his son, and usually you don't do that, but they're they walk through the building and they're like, one of the people here.
To live a life and be solely focused on profit is pretty shallow. I mean, it matters, that's what drives everything, but it's not the end-all be-all, right? And it can certainly be impacted by only focusing myopically on that one thing. I mean, we accomplish what we set out to do as a business, but more importantly, we set out and helped other people accomplish what they wanted to in their careers. We helped our customers grow their businesses. We really were a part of something really great.
Seneca's always been encouraging to put your family first. I wanted to be able to drop my kid off in the morning, so if there were weather delays, 2-hour school delays, I would just call and say, hey, I can't drop my kid off. And they were like, oh, that's fine, we'll see you when you get here. I've never worked for a company that's been so welcoming to that.
When I moved down here, the primary reason was my wife was from here, and her mom had advanced Alzheimer's. So when we were kind of on the fence where we were going to move, it made sense for us to be down here. And so as a technician, that's when I was working in the field, and I was probably about 2 hours away on an install. Well, that's when I got the phone call that my mother-in-law had slipped and they were moving her into hospice because she had broken her hip. I made one phone call and they dispatched 2 technicians to come relieve me. Even my father-in-law was like, wow, you got a great group of guys you work with. I'm like, no doubt.
They could trust that their team is going to catch them if they ever need a safety net. We're there for you.
Anybody that's looking for a challenge, that wants to use their hands, use their head, it's a unique trade that we do.
I would say come work here. I mean, if you're looking for a career, then this is the place for you.
Over 100 teams started the 2022 USL League 2 season back in May, and on the final day of July, only 4 remain. 2 of those 4 will do battle in Des Moines, Iowa, as 2021 champions Des Moines Menace will host a match they don't get to participate in. The team that beat them to the Central Conference title has 4 national championships to their name, but the Western winners are no small fry either, with a national title of their own over a decade ago. Both teams could repeat history with just 2 more wins, but it all starts tonight. Good evening and welcome to live coverage of the USL League 2 National Semifinals on the Central Iowa Sports Network. With my colleague Justin Borster alongside me, my name's Danny Catula, saying welcome into the press box atop Valley Stadium for the national semifinal of the 2022 USL League 2 season. Tonight, it's 5 seed out of the West Ventura County Fusion hosting this one on paper, and 7 seed Central team Flint City Bucks. Not your average 7 seed, Justin. They've got a lot of talent, Flint City do.
Yeah, not your average seven seed, that's for sure. I mean, that's a quality side. It's going to be a tough match, I would say, for Ventura County Fusion, because Flint City have just got so much quality all about them, from the back four through the midfield and up front. And Cisse was unbelievable. He didn't score. He scored a penalty in the penalty shootout the other night, but his quality and pace down that right-hand side is going to be something to watch out for. Just talking to the manager for Ventura just before the game, there's a change in shape, one personnel change, but I think they're going to try and nullify and stop the ball from going to that particular side, Ventura's left-hand side. But Julio Rubio is a quality left back. I think he'll have the support. I'm looking at probably Ventura going out in a 4-5-1 possibly, with some kind of a diamond shape in the midfield. And just to overload those midfield areas and look for Farrington up front.
Well, both these sides scored 1 goal on Friday 2 days ago in the national quarterfinal, their respective conference championships, but they felt like very different attacking displays. Ventura scored on a penalty kick, a bit fortunate to grab their goal perhaps, and it created some chances in and around that penalty goal, but more or less that was their one clear-cut chance. For Flint City, could have been 3 or 4 against defending champions Des Moines Menace. Struck the post a couple of times in the first half, had a couple of nice saves from Grant Makala in the opposing goal. You look at the score that each team put up, and they're very different one-goal performances, aren't they?
Yeah, very different. It could have been 3-1 in the first half to Flint City. It was momentum changes end-to-end. It was a physical matchup. I suspect tonight's going to be a physical encounter as well. If Ventura County can keep the ball on the ground, in the air, I don't think they're going to win any aerial battles against Bacharach. And I mean, the back four are just so solid. You know, anything in the air they've taken care of. Bacharach and Mimi together as the center back pairing, it's going to be very, very difficult. But you know, the game is all about upsets, excitement. The games are one of marginal moments, you know, and you look at Ventura County. Yeah, they scored the penalty. Farrington was fouled. Farrington scored the penalty, and they just sat back and they were well organized. So it's going to be about moving the ball quickly. At the end of the day, a result is a result, whether you've had 25% possession or not, you know. So I think it's going to be interesting today. I hope my predictions are right, Danny, but we'll see. I'm not going to predict the score, that's for sure.
You'll just leave us to guess. In all of our minds, we should have a pretty tight one despite the talent of Flint. Ventura's got plenty of their own. You take a look at the playoff bracket across the nation. We're down to 4 teams, as we mentioned in the open. Flint City Bucks and Ventura County Fusion, of course, in the top middle of your screen. They're taking each other on in Iowa. And meanwhile, over in Knoxville, Tennessee, another team who hosted this weekend who doesn't get to play in the national semifinal. That's one Knoxville SC out in Tennessee. They lost to North Carolina Fusion. Defending runners-up who lost to Menace in the 2021 final. They've got Long Island Rough Riders next on the docket. That one will be going simultaneously to here. We'll give you updates on that one whenever we can. But we'll take a quick break here at Valley Stadium. More live coverage and pregame action between Ventura County and Flint City coming at you in a moment on CISN.
The Chicken in Orilla is a classic roadhouse joint serving chicken any way you want. All hand-cut, hand-breaded, and 100% satisfying. Chicken, just like your mama used to make. Bring the whole fam for all their favorites, and chicken so good you'll know why we could only call ourselves the Chicken. In the middle of nowhere, but just minutes from everywhere. With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
At DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, we want you to experience the DeArmond difference.
My dad and I are in the dealership every day to ensure your ownership experience is exceptional.
We're completing phase 2 of our major reconstruction project at our Indianola location, providing a state-of-the-art customer lounge and waiting area and soon-to-be all-new showroom, reinvesting back into our communities.
DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. Experience the DeArmond difference today. DeArmondAuto.com.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Welcome back to West Des Moines, where Justin Forster and myself, Danny Gatula, are getting set for tonight's semifinal between Flint City and Ventura County. Justin, both teams had to overcome some close calls earlier this weekend to make it here. But let's start with the more eventful conference championship of the two, where Flint City snuck past Des Moines Menace on penalties.
Yeah, as you can see, Des Moines Menace in their traditional black and red jerseys went 1-0 up after 2.5 minutes, with Elliot Goldthorpe just slicing and dicing through the back four there and just slotting it past the goalkeeper into the bottom corner. So as you can see, a great skill. Barcharak didn't go in for the challenge. He thought maybe it was a little bit early to bring a player down. But Goldthorpe finishing there. And then here come Flint City here with a beautiful combination play. Ball played through. There was a foul on the edge of the box and went to a penalty. As you can see, Neville Morgan coming in from behind and taking out the attacking player. But there, Harvey just missing. Unlucky. Great save by Makala. And then Cisse with a great opportunity after that. There was another one that came off the post. Cisse is a player to watch. Corner coming in. Great in-swinger from Trulio. And what a finish there by Harvey Slade. Harvey Slade was influential in this game. He made up for the penalty save earlier on, but what an absolute cracking header there. Long throw coming into the box, and this was a chance, and three minutes left. It just ballooned over the bar. It was a great opportunity to win the game. D'Agostini with the first penalty, the only penalty that was saved out of the 10, and then Birmingham stepped up to put Des Moines Menace at 4-4, still with Flint City with one penalty to go. And it was that man, Bacharak, who stepped up, full of confidence, composure. The Menace fans behind, and just slotted it into the top corner there. And Flint City went through.
They sure did, and we mentioned Hugo Bacharak, the Spanish center back, stands 6'4", one of a few 6'4" players all across this lineup. Give you a look at what else Flint City are bringing to the table. Bacharak is going to be one of those guys that we keep an eye on, both for his contribution in attack, of course, scored the winning penalty, got some headers in the air on aerial challenges, but also his ability in the air defensively, of course, is an asset as well. Flint's most recent national championship, 2019, the season before Des Moines Menace won in 2021, of course, with no 2020 USL League 2 season. They've got 4 national titles as a whole. They've been in business for almost 30 years now. Defeated Des Moines Menace, as we mentioned, 5-4 on penalties, not missing a single one. 1-1 the results in regular time. Take a quick break and we'll give you some stuff from Ventura as well, and of course the opening whistle on CISN.
The largest selection of German beer in the world, you'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbox to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, it's Amanda with Holt's Plumbing and Heating. With inventory tight, Holt not only anticipated the need, but took the risk of stocking up on our most popular products. While our competitors scramble to find furnaces, air conditioners, and water heaters, we have plenty of stock, ready to be installed. Even though we have extra products, now we see demand at an all-time high. To sweeten the deal, we are also offering 0% financing on your new purchase. Just one more reason why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Danny Katulik joined by Justin Forster for live coverage of the USL League 2 National Semifinal on CISN. Ventura County Fusion, the 11 that they'll go with in goal. Tetsuya Kadano. Julio Rubio's your left back. Juan Pablo Alvarez in central defense, joined by Giovanni Calderon, the Puerto Rican international. Devin Slingsby at right back for Ventura. In midfield, it looks like a 5-person midfield this time. Dropping a guy back from the attack. Sergio Villalpando is removed. Julian Madrigal in midfield replaces him. Marley Edwards out on the left side. Bastian Oberle and Henry Smith-Hasty in central midfield. Nathaniel Opoku, he's got a lot of dribbling quality, got a lot of flair on that right side of midfield. The goal scorer last time is Logan Farrington. He'll be up top, the Milwaukee, Wisconsin native. Looking at the 11 for 4-time national champions Flint City Bucks. Making an 8 or 9 hour drive out here. Isaac Walker's in goal from Orlando, Florida. Plays for the Kentucky Wildcats. Hugo Bacharuk, we've mentioned. He'll be at center back alongside Schneider Mimi of North Miami, Florida. Eugene Quaynor is the Ghanaian right back. Wiley Trujillo at left back. Defensive midfield, Harley Slade and Ideal Shevketi, the Italian midfielder. Bridie Secrezi, Amadou Cisse, and Emeka Eneli are in attacking midfield as a trio. And up top, it's Jeldrick Dahlman, the Lipscomb Bison as of this fall. He's got a goal and an assist in his 3 playoff matches this season. So a 4-5-1 more or less for Ventura County, and a 4-2-3-1, if you will, maybe a 4-3-3 in times for Flint City. Flint City is on your screen now in all red. It's their away strip. They're the 7 seed from the Central Conference. Ventura the 5, and even though that's not particularly high, it's high enough to be the home side in this one. Flint City going to move from left to right, and we are underway. Jeldrick Dahlman, the German, kicks us off. Flint City getting up quickly. Ventura County, of course, going from right to left in their blue with orange and white trim. That's what we saw them in against Ballard FC in their 1-0 victory on Friday afternoon. Once again, thanks for being with us on YouTube and on 11 Sports for CISN's live presentation of the USL League 2 National Semifinals. Ventura on the ball early on with Logan Farrington. He did see a lot of the ball for an out-and-out striker who likes to get forward and likes to have the ball at his feet. He's also comfortable dropping in, and I think especially in this 4-5-1, he'll want to drop in a little bit more and just get his feet on the ball as much as he can.
Yeah, he's very deceptive in the way he plays. I mean, when you look at him and it's like he's casually receiving the ball in that, but he's so effective. I mean, he breaks, he takes on players 1v1. He's got that ability about him. Has the Milwaukee, he's from Wisconsin, so the local lad from Wisconsin, I believe his parents have driven down to watch him play today or tonight. So exciting stuff. At least there's a decent crowd here. But just looking at what the shape here, Flint City are looking. They're going to attack with a back three. They're going to push. It looks like Quaynor further forward on our near side, right hand side, and Trujillo's on the far side. He's pressed up really, really high. So they're going to look to pin Ventura back on both sides, similar to what Ballard FC did. And then in the midfield, you're going to have Shefketi and Slade. They're probably going to sit in and try and penetrate through Anelli, just in behind the front three of Cisse, who's very, very dangerous and quick.
Well, a bit of an error in possession nearly leads to a clear-cut chance, but cleared away just in the nick of time. That was the story of Friday for Ventura County as they held a clean sheet against Ballard FC. And turning defense into attack, here's Nathaniel Opoku. Beats a couple of players, now has to turn around after Bachcharuk's challenge. Still in the attacking third, though, with Marley Edwards given off to Opoku again. Moves inside, back heel for Madrigal, the one replacement in this 11. No changes for Flint City's starting 11, just that one change. Madrigal replacing Sergio Villalpando, the Ventura Academy product, in that midfield attacking role. Before we get too much farther in the third minute, do want to give a shout out to a couple of places in Michigan. Some Flint supporters listening at a couple of watch party locations. Barley and Vine, Josh and Elena Blair, the owners out there. Appreciate them tuning in to CISN today. Also Charlene Duggan at the Koala Bar up in Beulah, Michigan. Very excited to have their listenership. And again, it just speaks to the support. A lot of people who can't be here in person, obviously, in Des Moines. A couple teams coming from very far away. But at the same time, they're still there in spirit and online to support their clubs. Here's Harvey Slade for Flint City. Shefketi. Ideal Shefketi gives it to Schneider Mimi. Mimi, one of 7 who received yellow cards for Flint City in a highly physical battle against Des Moines a couple of days back. We're starting to lose track of who all had been booked, Justin, on that occasion. That was quite the spectacle.
Yeah, there's a total of 7 yellow cards for Flint City, plus a red card to Kuku, and then the Menace had 5 yellow cards and a red card to Zeron Suol in that particular match.
Up the right wing. Flint City looking for some joy in the box. Potential for a handball. Referee says no, but nothing comes of it anyway from Amadou Cisse. Livonia, Michigan native, goes to Madonna University. Play for the Crusaders there. On the back line, Bachcharuk. And if you're wondering where that horn's coming from, that's Logan Farrington's family that we mentioned earlier on from Racine, Wisconsin, outside of Milwaukee. They've made the trip. And given that he's playing at Ventura County out in L.A., this has got to be a much better away day for them than any other matches they've played this season. Cool for the Farrington family to be able to come out. Clearance from Ventura. If you are curious, Ventura located in Ventura, California. Been around for over a decade in USL League 2, back when it was called the PDL. Won the national title in 2009, 3 years after being founded. Had some quick success early on and some sustained success. Made the playoffs 7 straight seasons. That's still a USL record. They also had a run of 7 straight Open Cup appearances. And one of the first in the league to take on some pretty high-quality opposition. They've played in friendly matches against Premier League teams in England. They played senior national teams as well. Located about an hour outside of Los Angeles. And we'll see a foul that goes against Emeka Eneli on that occasion. Nigerian citizen, but born in Lansing, Michigan. Grew up in Dublin, Ohio. 5'9" attacking midfielder. He's got a lot of pace. What he lacks in size or height certainly makes up for with his talent. And here's a shot from distance that stays a good distance away from goal on that occasion. It was Marley Edwards who sent it towards goal. Edwards, a Canadian from Abbotsford in British Columbia, went to Abbotsford Senior High School, spending his collegiate days at the Fresno Pacific Sunbirds after transferring from Fraser Valley. In midfield, here's Flint just trying to get a little bit more of the ball. This was something that we saw obviously against Menace when Elliot Goldthorpe grabbed the opener down the left side. A chance for Flint to break. Cross into the middle. Dahlman got his head to it, but couldn't direct it the right way. And a grateful Tetsuya Kadono will pick that one up. Kadono from Irvine, California, went to Woodbridge High School. Was born in Kobe, Japan. Picked up the clean sheet last time, his first clean sheet of these playoffs for Ventura County. There's another foul against Flint City just across midfield, and Ventura County can venture forward. This one sent away by the Swiss midfielder Bastien Oberle. And now it's Julio Rubio. Barrington lets it go. Right side, Quaynor back on the ball for the boys in red. He'll turn and still under some pressure as he goes back towards his own goal, and the pressure ushers him out. Marley Edwards doing a good job defensively to win the ball back. Thought about a quick throw in, but he'll leave it off instead for the left back Rubio. Gets the throw in, and it's straight to the 6'4" Bacharach. Dahlman back on the ball for Flint City. Advanced up the right. Not a great first touch from Cisse. Not often we say that about him. This one cleared away by Ventura, and now looking to break forward. Edwards likes the ball at his feet, cuts inside, plays it to Opoku. Opoku back to his left foot. Farrington out wide. Back to him. Here's Oberle. Cross in. Finds Farrington. First touch wasn't good enough. And it's some kind of infraction, either a handball on a glancing hand perhaps, or some kind of foul. Either way, free kick for Flint City inside their own box. They've sustained a little bit more pressure than maybe we were expecting. Ventura have come out really charging in attack. This was a lineup that we figured would be a bit more defensive, and it could well shape up that way as this first half wears on. But early on, they've been taking this game to Bucks.
Yeah, Danny, two different games totally. Ballard FC really pressed high with the outside backs going forward, and then inverted movements of the wingers coming inside just underneath the striker. So it's a little bit different here tonight. From what I've seen, they revert straight into a 4-5-1 defensively. If there's no pressure on the ball or immediate transition from attack to defending, what the back line is doing, so if they're three at the back, even with Cisse on the right-hand side, they automatically drop about 5 yards, something they didn't do the other night, and they did get caught with the one in particular that went over the top from ball watching. So it looks like they've got that organized. Earlier on, you saw Alvarez clear the ball first time off Cisse's first touch. And I think if Cisse actually got on that ball, he would have gone past Alvarez because he's a lot quicker than him. And Alvarez, what he did is he just cleared his lines right away, played the ball into the channel, which was the safest thing to do at that point.
Flint City back on the ball, but not for long. Dispossessed. Farrington all the way back, plays to Opoku. He'll weather a challenge, and it's a illegal one in the eyes of the center referee. By the way, that's Velimir Stefanovic tonight from Kansas. Got a couple of ARs also from that state, Nathan Calling and Anthony Sobolewski, respectively the AR 1 and 2. Aaron Valley of Iowa is the fourth official. 10 minutes gone, still no score between Ventura County Fusion and Flint City Bucks. Ventura on the ball now.
The change that was made today by Ventura, bringing in Madrigal in the midfield, just a little more experience, and obviously just to make the midfield as compact as possible, you know, especially when players like Eneli get on the ball, and then Shevkedi and Slade just building everything up through the Flint City Bucks midfield areas, as you can see here. But now as you look off your screen, the back forward nice and secure. There's a line between them. Maybe need to be a little more tighter. They need to shift across a bit quicker from what I see here, but it's okay right now because the look isn't going forward. It's just going side to side so they can rest while they're not in possession.
Trujillo advances this one in the air. Brady Secrezi. Clever first touch, but couldn't latch on to the other side of it. Another foul. Thought about playing advantage, but in the end, it will be whistled by Stefanovic.
Yeah, good defending there. Slingsby got caught with the ball over the top. Calderon did really well getting a foot to it, and then, as you can see here, the ball was played over the top. Slingsby actually getting a foot to it. Then the extra touch there by Opoku. And when you look at that one-touch football, Smith Hasty knew where he was playing the ball into, and a foul was committed by Shevketi. So, all in all, was just what Ventura needed at that point, but it could have gone the other way just with a misplaced pass. And here, this is what they don't need.
Cisse plays it to the interior, was looking for Dahlman, couldn't find him.
I'm surprised Cisse didn't go on his own there just to take on the center back Alvarez.
Other way, chance for Ventura. That cross is blocked. Nice intervention that time, and a necessary one from Schneider Mimi. Here's Harvey Slade on the pass from Quaynor, and Quaynor will get it back. This is Shevketi. Another long ball in the air. That's where Flint have preferred to send the balls forward. Have been those aerial balls out wide, and as you mentioned in the open, Justin, most of them are going towards Amadou Cisse. So much talent on that right side. It's not hard to see why they're doing so.
Yeah, and just looking at Amadou Cisse, he looks kind of tired, and playing 2 games Friday night, 1 day rest, it's not enough, and then playing again tonight, it's not easy, and it's a little bit muggy down there at pitch side, so he'll take time to come in the game, but obviously Ventura County are going, thank you very much, the ball's been played out of bounds, or it's just been given away. They'll deal with that, they'll accept that, but notably, Flint City have looked for the diagonal balls with Slingsby going at Slingsby, the right back for Ventura, and then obviously Rubio on our near left side.
Bacharach deals with the ball into the box, but now has to take some pressure from Opoku. Does keep it in on that left-hand side. Sends it forward. Secrezi will move it backwards. Wiley Trujillo. The New Mexico native sends that one long, and Ventura able to deal with that one via Alvarez. Edwards. Forward for Madrigal. Madrigal turns. Plays it centrally, and this is Bastien Oberly out wide. Nathaniel Opoku. Opoku, the cross, wanted Farrington, but instead it's deflected out for a corner. First one of the evening. And it'll be a Confluence corner kick in minute number 14 for Ventura.
Yeah, so far Rubio's done well taking care of Cisse. As the ball's played into Cisse, Rubio's reading it right. He's getting there first, but you can hear Cisse's teammates screaming at him, take him on, take him on. You can hear it from up here. And that's probably what they want him to do.
Juan Pablo Alvarez, the center back and also the set piece man. In it comes, low delivery and sprayed right back out. You'll see it again on this right flank. Crosses in again with his left. Opoku's there, gets a touch, but that's all he was allowed. Flint just trying to clear their lines at the moment. Dahlman got a head on it but couldn't keep it. And in midfield, nearly settled, but again, the Bucks just not able to get their trademark possession on the ball in midfield at the moment. That 4-5-1 seems to be working pretty well for Ventura County, just kind of neutralizing what Flint City like to do. This is a head coach in Mike Elias who seems to have done his homework.
Yeah, he definitely has. I mean, he was very cautious talking to us prior to the game about what his plan was.
He was.
He said we'd figure it out as the game goes on. But you can see the frustration. You saw the frustration there with Cisse. Just that moment where he won the ball. He pinched it, but he lost it because Ventura won it again. They're getting numbers around the ball. They're working hard on the press. And I could sense the frustration there when it didn't work out his way. And you can see it, just Shevketi with a misplaced clearance earlier on. And it's what Ventura County want right now. They want this out of Flint City. They don't want them to get a rhythm. They want to break the rhythm just with those little movements there, that little push there by Oberly. into the back of the player. And just those little things, but now they win a free kick on the far side. And Danny, we've spoken about this, and this is where they're really good on set pieces. You know, with Bacharak, he likes to go forward. I see he's not going forward for this one. Maybe it's not the distance. I'm surprised because this would be the opening moment, first free kick to go for it.
Minute number 17. And a chance for Flint City to put themselves in goal-scoring position. Well, that was not what I was expecting, personally. And in the end, well over the bar. A speculative shot at the very least. So Tetsuya Kadono will be more than content to just retrieve that one and play a goal kick out for Fusion.
Trujillo was a little bit optimistic on that one. I mean, Cardano is a good goalkeeper, evident from what we saw the other night. I do like this combination on our near side with Rubio and Edwards.
Rubio trying to hold on to possession. Couldn't quite do so after a nice 1-2 with Marley Edwards. Now here's Jeldrick Dahlman. Can't quite run onto that one. Good recovery from Ventura defensively. And so Flint will have a bit more possession in their own end now on this left side. Trujillo's got it. He was born in New Mexico in Albuquerque, but went to high school in Minnesota. Plays for the Gonzaga Bulldogs as well, out in Washington State. Bacharak for Mimi. Flint taking their time here defensively. Outright, it's Quaynor. Graduate of Oyoko Methodist High School. Sends this one into the air. Dealt with well again by that back line. That time it's Devin Slingsby getting his head to it. Now it's sent out for Edwards. Outside of the boot, he likes that pass up the line with the outside of his foot, but that time it's intercepted by Ugo Bacharak.
That was well read there by Ugo Bacharak. Just stepping in, taking the ball away with his right foot and laying it off, just keeping it very, very simple. I'm actually very, very surprised that Gaynor hasn't given the ball on numerous times to Cisse, and Cisse is now taking up a center forward role. He wants to get in on the action.
Here's Emeka Emeli. Crosses it in. Dahlman's there. Offside is the verdict in the end, but Dahlman's effort was wide in any case. Dahlman has 12 goals on the season, just one from his 3 playoff matches. Spoke to him earlier as well. I also happen to be a Lipscomb Bison, headed back out there this fall. Very excited to have Jeldrick transferring in. Spent last season with the Purple Eagles of Niagara up in the Northeast. And that was his 3rd straight season moving schools. Also his 3rd straight season with double-digit goals in college. He's been a goal scorer everywhere he's been. He mentioned that he was a little bit disappointed with the way that he played last time out, but in such a kind of a cagey, emotional match, was just happy the club got the win. And now, of course, it's earned them a spot in this match here. Winner to the national final. If you're just joining us 20 minutes in, Ventura County Fusion 0, Flint City 0, as you see on your screen. Thanks for being with us on CISN. Justin Forster and Danny Catula, yours truly, giving you live coverage. Giovanni Calderon sends it back to Cardano. In midfield, Bastian Obeli out right, and just picking it up is Slingsby. He'll send it long, couple of bounces. Bacharak had some defending to do. Did it well enough, and now Trujillo in a bit of trouble. Gets it to Schneider Mimi. Mimi will go on the dribble through a couple of players. Slade out left will hand it off. Trujillo long. And Cisse might get here first. Just a half touch from Cardano was enough to get Cisse off of, Cardano was well off his line. Cisse, if he was able to beat Cardano there, had a wide open goal to aim for.
Cardano actually did very, very well there because he saw that Rubio was beaten with that ball over the top. Rubio's just got to drop. That's the first time he's been beaten in behind, and Cisse running onto it, but Cardano did really, really well coming out to clear his lines out there for a throw because it could have been a dangerous situation. Rubio's just got to be careful. He's got to drop off and tuck in, just give himself some room to attack the ball in the air. But what I have, this is something Ventura County now in possession. They're enjoying a passage of play here where they're keeping the ball and enjoying it. and winning free kicks in midfield areas like this going forward. And I think they're actually surprising Flint City at this point, especially 20 minutes into the game. As we see this again, Farrington coming inside, just getting chopped down to the ground.
Interesting early on to see Farrington move out a little bit farther wide than we saw him against Ballard. You don't really see him as the out-and-out striker so far in these first 20 minutes. But his free kick that he earned after being chopped down by Bridie Secrezi will lead us to a Ventura County free kick about 40 yards from goal. Heavy in-swinger is headed right back out. Jildrick Dahlman gets on the ball. Cisse wants to find Dahlman again. A little bit too much on that one for him to get there. Juan Pablo Alvarez will pick it up instead. Madrigal switches for Slingsby. Slingsby's got a ton of room to advance past midfield on the dribble. Sent out wide, and again it's Farrington out there. He went over the touchline in the end. Could have been a dangerous chance otherwise. He had a head of steam.
Yeah, the recovery runs as well from Ventura County were excellent there. They got blue shirts back into their own half just on that counter-attack. Coming across as Alvarez did really well playing in Rubio. And Rubio had 2 or 3 blue shirts with a lot of space. And I've been really impressed so far with Madrigal. He's got himself on the ball. He's collectively working as a unit with the Oberle and with Smith Hasty in the midfield, and they're covering space. And you know, just the things like simple things like this. You can have the ball. We're going to wait. We're going to cover space, and then you can give it to us.
Henry Smith Hasty, ball in, just inches beyond Logan Farrington's run. Farrington falls to the turf and slaps it. He's a little bit disappointed he didn't get there, but nice link-up play and good idea from Riley Edwards that time.
Yeah, it was a little bit sloppy as far as the square ball that was cut out by Edwards. And then we all know that Smith Hasty can play a technical pass on a dime into certain areas, and Farrington nearly got on the end of that. And I think so far, when you look at this, Ventura County, they have the upper hand at this point in the match.
All right, now I think that's fair to say. And again, keep in mind by seeding and by overall points this season, or points per game, I guess I should say, Ventura County have the edge, finished second in the Southwest Division out west. Good enough for the 5 seed in the Western Conference. Flint City finishing second in their division as well, the Great Lakes. That's not a place that they're used to finishing. Of course, a couple years back, won the entire national title. Second is not something they like to settle for. Had a tough start to the season, though. Jildrick Dahlman goes down, still in the area, nutmeg, and nearly created a chance, I mean, maybe 5 yards from goal, but instead cleared away right at the death. I think it was Calderon who got there.
Right place at the right time, Danny, because that was a dangerous moment, that's for sure, especially with Secrezi lurking at that point.
Marley Edwards has a pass intercepted after winning the ball off Eugene Quaynor. Now Cisse will lose it in the exact same spot. Madrigal had it for a moment. And just as quickly, Flint City back in possession. Mimi will send it out left. Trujillo plays it square. Shevketi. Long ball. Sent backwards by Secrezi. And that one touched Flint City last, so Trujillo has to drop back and defend this upcoming throw-in rather than take it himself. Edwards backwards. Calderon. Oberle for Smith Hasty. Henry Smith Hasty, the Los Angeles native. In-town player like quite a few on this roster are. Flint City, meanwhile, with players really from all over the country. See a little bit of regional bias maybe in the players that are in the team, but for the most part, guys from all over the country, all over the world, donning the red and yellow this evening. 26th minute, still no score. Schneider Mimi gets to midfield. Now will send a long ball through the air directly to the man between the sticks. Cardinal has had it fairly easy so far.
Yeah, you can see the frustration as well. Just with that, a long ball from Mimi straight into Cardona's hands. There's nothing really happening. They just need a little more movement. They need Anelli to get on the ball. Possibly Dolman doesn't really come in as a false nine. Maybe he'll come into the space in between the lines. But they need to combine. They need to create some combinations that will open up Ventura, because Ventura, structurally and organized off the ball, they're doing a great job. You know, we saw what they were about the other night. And they did exactly the same thing. They get numbers behind the ball, and they like to press as Flint City are coming out of the back. And then they really secure in the midfield with Oberly and Smith, or it's Oberly or Smith and Madrigal. Two of them are sitting, and the other one's just going to go play in front, and they've always got numbers behind the ball.
On the ball now is Flint City. It'll stay that way after touching Ventura County last. Quick throw in from Quaynor. We'll see him again on the pass from Bacharach. Mimi.
Every time Quaynor gets the ball, there's the space to play the ball into Cisse's feet. I'm surprised Cisse isn't just opening up on the half turn, just getting his heels on the touch line, just asking for that ball because it's on.
Clear foul there in the attacking half. Julian Madrigal, the offender, and meanwhile Flint trying to go a bit too quickly. I think the ball was still rolling as they got it back in play. That's all sorted. Quaynor's got it again. This time he will send it to Cisse, right as you mention it, Justin. Heels on the touchline and everything. In he goes into the box from here. A couple of players getting it out for Ventura. Had a nice escort of 2 or 3 players, but nice little run there from Cisse. He's got it again. Overlapping run of Quaynor. Cross comes in, it's blocked. And I believe Quaynor will throw this one in for Flint City.
Yeah, decent combination there. Quaynor and Cisse, they link up very well. It was evident the other night. They do a good job. Dolman's movement off the ball, trying to pull defenders away, but they weren't having it. There were 3 players around Cisse very, very quickly with the cover, especially from the midfield as well, where Hasty Smith came in and covered, so they got enough numbers around the ball. But now you see just a different momentum piece here with Flint City now looking to build up. But the back 4, they're well chaperoned there with Calderon and Alvarez. I mean, they do such a good job of when to press up. They press up as a unit. They hold. They keep everything in front of them. I mean, this for them now this is their resting period. There's no real movement off the line, except I do see Secrezi coming off the line a little bit, just coming into the space. They need to do that rotational movement just to help pull players up. But they're so disciplined of Ventura as far as when they press, is the forward going to get the ball? And they're just so well organized.
Referee just making it clear that is the last offense for Flint City for now. Otherwise, we could see a booking soon. Velimir Stefanovic laying down the law. Referee in green this evening. Here you see the run of play that led into that. Good challenge there, and that push in the back from Wiley Trujillo was just a bit too much for the referee's liking. Minute number 30, and Ventura will take their time on the back line. Alvarez for Calderon. Juan Pablo Alvarez from Carpinteria, California. Went to Carpinteria High School there, plays for Cal State Bakersfield, the Roadrunners. Out there on the West Coast. Aerial ball sent forward, too much on it. Schneider Mimi content to let it roll out. 30 minutes gone, and we will see a hydration break. Chance for both teams to get a bit of a rest. It is not quite the heat of the day. That was probably a couple hours ago, but still awfully warm. Justin taking the opportunity to get a hydration break himself. Certainly earned it. Half an hour gone, and it's still 0-0.
Well deserved, isn't it, Danny?
I'd say so.
We need the hydration break up here. I did notice Trujillo, the left back for Flint City, loves to get forward. He loves to get in and around the penalty area. But he's well covered because they're covered from Shifketi and Slade. One of them sits back just in the space. But and then it basically turns into a back three with Quaynor, Bacharach, and Mimi just taking care of things in front of them so that everything is solidified. I've been impressed with Ventura. I think they're actually playing better than they did the other night against Ballard, but like I said, it's a different type of game and a different style of game. But what I'm noticing from Flint City is when they do get the ball, they want to hit the diagonal balls in behind and try and overload the back line. But Slingsby's only been caught once in behind, and he actually made amends. He recovered, he won the ball, and it was cleared. Just that one moment, just that lapse in concentration. But they've taken care of it. I've been pretty impressed with the way Ventura have been playing up until this point.
32nd minute, and of course we've spent about a minute and a half on the hydration break, so we figured to add that to the end of half number one. And again, Ventura have looked pretty good in possession. I mean, for me, it reminds me when you think of an underdog sort of team who maybe we didn't expect to come out firing as much as they did, but love to be on the ball, love to be in possession. If I were to make a Premier League comparison, they also wear blue. For me, it'd be Brighton and Hove Albion. The way that they play in midfield, I mean, so many good midfielders, so many underrated midfielders. That's a comparison I'd make, Justin. I don't know if you'd agree.
I want to know who paid you to say Brighton Hove Albion, to be honest with you. But a much improved team, that's for sure. Is there somebody in the backroom staff that supports Brighton, or did that just come out?
Oh no, that was completely natural, off the cuff. It's one of the things that we commentators are born with. We just come up with random Premier League teams that we can pull out on a moment's notice. 33rd minute, Flint City Bucks and Ventura County Fusion. Hope you're enjoying this one as much as we are up in the booth. Hugo Bacharach on the ball. He'll play it to Schneider Mimi. Mimi across midfield. He's liked that long ball. That's been the order of the day for Flint City getting forward. All four of them on the back line have had their sights set on that long ball, and they're just not quite holding on to possession when they get it there. But to be fair, Ventura have met the same fate in the attacking third.
Yes, they have. They were unlucky. I think they've had the best chance so far with Farrington with the ball played in behind. Didn't quite get to it. We haven't really had a big-time save as such so far. So, both teams are playing very cautiously. But as we always say, Danny, it's going to take one goal. It's going to open things up.
Long ball in on the free kick. Dahlman was in the area, made his presence felt. Couldn't get anything towards goal. This one cleared away, took a heavy touch off of Amadou Cisse. It cleared away on the second opportunity. Here's Logan Farrington on the left side now. Marley Edwards. Midfield, Madrigal. Backwards, Calderon. Out wide and just not finding its target. I think Oberle was the intended recipient of that ground pass. And here's Ideal Shevketi. Quaynor. Plays for Oral Roberts, the Golden Eagles in Oklahoma. Out in the Tulsa area. Transferred in from the University of Ghana, back in his native country in West Africa. Long ball in. Dahlman does get on the end of this when he's onside. What a sliding challenge from Calderon. Still in the area. Dahlman slides in, and it's bowling pins inside the 18-yard box as Dahlman slid in to win the ball. He knocked down Calderon, as you see, feeling the worst for from that tackle. And then three other guys came down with him. That initial challenge, excellent, from Juan Pablo Alvarez. And then that, you see, as Juan Pablo Alvarez goes down, he takes his fellow center back Calderon with him.
It was actually very good defending from Alvarez, because that ball was absolutely pinpoint, looking for Dahlman, running onto it in the space and behind. Cardona was still half and half, reluctant to come out, and he made the right decision not coming out, obviously. But the defending was good because Alvarez didn't quite drop quickly enough, allowing Dahlman in behind, because then Rubio and Alvarez were trying to take care of Dahlman. But that is a moment that they could have scored. Not just that. That moment of defending was absolutely fantastic.
Offside, the verdict on that play down the left, so Flint City will have possession again, and they'll build out of the back, as they've tended to do. It's been maybe 4 or 5 passes around the back line, and then that long ball that they're really searching for. Ventura not letting them do anything else in midfield. Back line, Bacharach. He'll send that trademark ball. Takes a touch, Dahlman there. Again, his presence has been limited inside the box. Good first touch. Madrigal. Edwards now. Up the left, dealing with Quaynor. Across the pitch, here's Farrington. Wanted to find some space to shoot, instead he'll work it out wide. Slingsby. Ball in, a little bit behind Madrigal, and everybody else in blue and orange. Marley Edwards wanted a handball that time, won't get one. Bouncing all around. Here's Dahlman. That pass intercepted, but the big German will get back on the ball anyway. Shevketi. Marley Edwards holds him in possession for a moment, but the ball goes out to Gildrick Dahlman. Looks like an offside run. It is from Bridie to Cressy. Another passage of play where Flint have had possession, and they just have not been able to convert it into an attacking chance.
Well, it came from that cross earlier from Slingsby, slinging the ball in from the right-hand side, just a little bit too much bend on it. But as you see here, Cressy went a little bit too early, I think, on that. He has got some pace, but look at this, Opoku on the far side. So now it's becoming end-to-end.
Nathaniel Opoku. Did he get a touch? Yes, he did. Off of Schneider Mimi, so that will yield a Ventura County corner. 38th minute.
And every time Cisse is getting the ball, you've noticed 2-3 players around him. He's trying to bounce the ball off another player for a 1-2, and it's being blocked every single time. I've noticed some frustration in him, but I think he needs to hold a wide position, especially in the build-up from the back, just to try and stretch the Ventura back four.
Corner to come in. High looping ball, back post, battled for it. Won by Flint City, but Edwards still has it. Back heel, clever, Farrington. Cross in, another back post delivery, and equally unsuccessful. Long distance shot, that one charged down Oberly. Flicked out wide, Slingsby. Another ball in, another one beyond the box and beyond every blue shirt, so another goal kick will result for Isaac Walker. Ventura have had their chances out wide, and I think in the same way that Flint City are playing these long balls and not getting any success out of them, Ventura are playing these crosses in from the wide areas and equally struggling.
Yeah, there's enough height in the box as well. When you're looking at Mimi, Bacharach, Dahlman comes back. I mean, there's enough height in that box to win the ball for Flint City. But Farrington did extremely well on that initial corner just to nod the ball back to Edwards, and Edwards with a sublime piece of skill finding Smith Hasty out on the left-hand side. I think Smith could have actually just taken that extra touch into the box. He brought it onto his right foot. And that just gives 2 seconds of enough time for Flint City to get organized in the penalty box again and get themselves set from a positional standpoint.
Edwards on the pass from Rubio. Madrigal backwards. Oberly had it, and now it's sent out wide. Devin Slingsby. Farrington. Centrally. Madrigal with it. Lays it off. Opoku.
Goes for goal from there! And that's a piece of brilliance! Nathaniel Opoku could have the goal of the tournament. 40th minute. Ventura County 1, Flint City 0. Where did that come from?
I know where it went. That went to the top bin, that's for sure. What an absolute weldy that was from Opoku. But all the legwork was done here. What a great layoff there. And Opoku, what an absolute worldie. Top bin, bending the ball around. Walker into the top corner. Now this is going to make Flint City they're going to have to think now. They're going to have to think long and hard because they've got 5 minutes to half. There's going to be a lot of chit-chatter in the box. But as you look at this again, oh, my word, what a fantastic goal. Danny, you mentioned goal of the tournament. Yeah, I think you close on that one. Opoku's got to be really pleased with that strike. Don't look surprised, Opoku. You do that every week in training.
I think that's the exact goal that every schoolboy on training grounds in elementary school dreams of scoring, where you just curl it into that far corner. So beautiful. Imagine we'll see that one on his Instagram story later this evening. Dahlman will head it forward. Meanwhile, Flint City would like to get the equalizer sooner rather than later. Ball cleared away. Body falls in the box. Nothing doing. And the referee will just have a conversation with Dahlman, and I think for dissent, Gildrick Dahlman will see yellow. First booking of the match, and the referee had mentioned to Flint City any more fouls could potentially be worth a booking, but in this case it's not a foul, but some comments from Gildrick Dahlman. You'll see this build up of play again. Here's the penalty shout. I don't see much there, but Dahlman did.
I agree with you, and I think Dahlman, just for dissent, it's first booking, yellow card, after 42 minutes, and that's just frustration. And the Flint City front line will get frustrated just because of how Alvarez and Calderon and Slingsby and Rubio, how they play at the back. They're very, very well organized. And by the way, the assist was from Madrigal, and I think that's a great change in the lineup today for Ventura. Danny, the coaching staff didn't want to tell us. Obviously, you keep your secrets to yourself. We figured it out, but what a great, absolutely great change. He's fresh. He came on in the latter part of Friday afternoon's game. He's been all over the show here right now, just creating movements and actions, but that back heel setting up Opoku was brilliant.
It was fun to chat in pre-match as well with the Ventura coaching staff. Really friendly people out there. Minute 43. And Flint City now all of a sudden need an equalizer if they're going to go into halftime with honors even. As of now, they're down a goal to nil. And here's Hugo Bacharach. Quaynor. Bacharach from Benicassim in Spain. Sends it to Mimi. Mimi, a Daytona State College Falcon. The JUCO level. 44th minute. Quick throw in from Ventura. Madrigal got the assist a moment ago on Opoku's brilliant finish. And now trying to just link up on the end of it was Edwards. Nearly pressured Quaynor into a mistake, but instead here's Harvey Slade, goal scorer last time on Friday against Menace. Sends it out right, and a shot is dealt with by Kadono, not necessarily convincingly, but the Japanese goalkeeper did enough to send it out for a corner.
Yeah, Cisse did well, just bringing that ball down, getting his first touch away from Rubio, just on that near side, as you see here. Manages to get that touchdown with the inside of his foot. I thought Rubio was going to get that eventually, but Cardona had it covered on the near post. I should have, could have saved it, but it's a corner. It looks like Trujillo is going to take it.
He got the assist on Harvey Slade's goal on Friday. Would like the same fate on the end of this cross. Back post, it is Slade, but this time Cardona is there.
Difficult one to head under pressure. He had to backtrack a couple of steps. Hard to get any power in behind that particular one. It was pretty easy for Cardona in goals.
Edwards. Fake the turn. Square ball, and that will create a free kick opportunity. Julian Madrigal going down, Turlock, California native, and the only change in either of these teams' starting 11. He's appeared in all 3 playoff matches up until now for Ventura County. Plays for Stanislaus State, the Warriors. Transferred in from Orange Coast College. Header from Mapoku. Not in any particular direction, as we're into stoppage time of the first half. Not sure quite how much of it we're going to get. Haven't received word of that yet. Would imagine it'd be 1 or 2 minutes just based off of the drinks break we had earlier on. Sent in by Cisse. Now Quaynor. Shevketi. Bacharach. Has Slade to his left, plays it into him. And now Bacharach will get forward, sensing the last opportunity of the first half. The skipper, Slade, sends it out left. Secrezi and Trujillo out there. Neither one of them could get anything going forward. Mimi sends it back that way. Header from Alvarez nearly went into his own goal, but good intervention from Carano to pick it up. 46.5 minutes played. And Carano to take his time before he sends this one away. That left header from Opoku is out of play. Throwing on the near touch line from Quaynor, and now it's Bacharach. Schneider Mimi. Last few seconds of half number 1 ticking away. Mimi again. Left side wants one more ball. Headed away once again. And that is the end of half number 1. Ventura County Fusion via a beautiful individual goal from Nathaniel Opoku from the right side. Flipped it all the way across into the top bin to the keeper's right, and that's got Ventura County SC against the run of play and against what many would have thought ahead 1-0 over Flint City Bucks. Second half of action and some halftime analysis coming in a moment in the USL League 2 National Semifinal on CISN.
Joints are keeping you from what you really want to do. Whether it's playing with your kids, golfing on the weekends, or dancing with your spouse on date night, DMOS can help. Des Moines Orthopedic Surgeons. DMOS, a nationally recognized team of orthopedic specialists, can help make it happen. Rated among the state's best for joint replacement surgery, DMOS offers the Metro's most comprehensive range of play-restoring orthopedic services, from sports medicine, urgent injury, to physical therapy. At DMOS, we're ready to help you get back to living. Learn more at dmos.com.
Hi, it's Amanda with Holt's Plumbing and Heating. With inventory tight, Holt not only anticipated the need, but took the risk of stocking up on our most popular products. While our competitors scramble to find furnaces, air conditioners, and water heaters, we have plenty of stock, ready to be installed. Even though we have extra products, now we see demand at an all-time high. To sweeten the deal, we are also offering 0% financing on your new purchase. Just one more reason why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
At DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, we want you to experience the DeArmond difference.
My dad and I are in the dealership every day to ensure your ownership experience is exceptional.
We're completing phase 2 of our major reconstruction project at our Indianola location, providing a state-of-the-art customer lounge and waiting area and soon-to-be all-new showroom, reinvesting back into our communities.
DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. Experience the DeArmond difference today. DeArmondAuto.com.
It takes a village to empower a young person to achieve their full potential. Yet today in America, 1 in 3 kids are growing up without a mentor. Together, we can change this. You can be that someone for a young person by becoming a mentor. Join the village. Big brothers, big sisters. Become a big today.
All smiles in half number 1 for Ventura County Fusion. Made the trip all the way from California, and that flight has been well worth it so far this weekend. Got the 1-0 win over Ballard FC on Friday, and now on Sunday evening, They're one half away, 45 minutes and a clean sheet from finding their way to the national final this upcoming Saturday. Justin Forrester joining myself, Danny Gatula, with live halftime analysis of half number 1 between Flint City Bucks and Ventura County Fusion. Justin, what did you like from Ventura, or what maybe surprised you in that first half?
Just how often they attack, to be honest with you, compared to the other night. I mean, they look more comfortable on the ball. Madrigal's the change today, and I've been really, really happy with the way he's played. I mean, he's broken play up. He was involved in the goal, the little back heel to Opoku. So they've been very, very, or him in particular, very integral in the attack. I'm not saying that Farrington's just getting himself about again. The midfield with Hasty Smith and Oberly, I mean, they're controlling everything right now in the midfield. And at the back, just staying organized. Flint City are just trying to hit them with the diagonals. It's not really working. If anything's going to work, I would push Trujillo a little bit higher on the left-hand side as a wing back, go 3-4-3, put him on the line, put Cisse on the line, try and open them up, but then time the movements when you're coming in to receive the diagonal ball. They're coming in way too soon, and the back four are compact by then. It's too easy.
Control has been the word to describe Ventura County in the first 45. They've got 45 more minutes to try and do the same to hold this result. More halftime comments from Justin and I here in the booth at Valley Stadium. In just a moment after another quick break, you're listening to CISN.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and it's going to be an interesting patio furniture season this year. We have ordered a ton of merchandise, but due to supply chain issues, it's coming in a truckload at a time all summer long. If you want the best patio furniture, check early and check often. If you want to custom order your furniture, get in here as soon as you can to give your furniture the best chance to arrive this summer. Fireplace Superstore, Iowa's best patio furniture selection, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue.
Not too many places hit all the right notes. But when it comes to great atmosphere and delicious scratch-made food, Truman's is the name to know. Game days are for Chiefs fans, but every day is for the food fans. Truman's, get to know us by name.
Need orthopedic care today? DMOS Orthopedic Urgent Injury Clinics in Ankeny and West Des Moines are open 6 days a week. No appointment necessary. Our 2 convenient walk-in clinics offer you full access to dedicated orthopedic specialists. Wait times and costs are generally less than an ER visit. Check hours of operation and wait times instantly at DMOS.com. DMOS Urgent Injury Clinics in Ankeny and West Des Moines, helping you get back to living.
(1-0) to halftime score. Ventura County Fusion, the benefactor of the halftime scoreboard over Flint City Bucks. 2019 national champions taking on 2009 national champions. Flint City, of course, with a few before that to speak up as well. Justin Forrester joins myself, Danny Gatula, with live commentary here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, Iowa. Give you a look at the highlights that sent us to this 1-0 scoreline, and one highlight in particular was awfully special.
Yes, it was, but here you've got Flint City attacking. The ball was played into the box there. And this was the moment Dolman could have pulled the trigger a little bit earlier, but great defending there from Alvarez. And here's Farrington playing it into Madrigal. Madrigal just going out wide, little back heel into Opoku, and like we said, what an absolute banger into the top corner. Worldy. Opoku just ran off like that's a regular thing he does day in and day out in training and games. But look at the technique in this. If you're a youngster watching this game, how he got his foot, his left foot around it and whipped it in. Trujillo with the corner here, signaling, looking for Slade. Harvey Slade on the far post. Did well to get back a couple of steps and headed back. Cardona, that was an easy save for him at the end of the day. and that's the scoreline 1-0 at halftime.
1-0, as you mentioned the score, and we spoke about Ventura County. They surprised some people with how much they attacked. You mentioned Justin at halftime. For Flint City, I think taken off guard, like some who will be watching, online on CISN will also feel. What is it going to take for them to kind of weather that surprise? It's not a surprise anymore at this point. You come out in the second half if you're Flint City, and you expect Ventura to have that motivation, to have that quality getting forward. But now the game changes a bit because they can sit back a bit more with the 1-0 lead. First of all, what changes tactically? And then second, how does Flint City respond?
If I was Ventura, I would just say, carry on playing the way you're playing it. Slingsby was getting forward quite a bit. Rubio was, but he was at times a little reluctant. He was holding off, obviously because of the Cisse issue out on his side. Cisse with the one chance breaking forward, one opportunity. And if they've broken him down to one, I think that's okay. Where he got the cross and went for a corner right at the end. I think that's okay. But how they're defending at the back is being solid. I don't foresee any changes with them at this point. I think that they will drop a bit deeper. If they come out with a change, they'll drop deeper, and they'll play like they did the other night just to try and solidify a 1-0 win. But like I said, with Flint City, I think they need to play Cisse wide and need to push Trujillo up higher. He's coming too far into the half space areas in the final third. He just needs to hold his line wide and try and stretch the back line of Ventura.
Another break from us here in the booth, and we'll send you to second half coverage. A little more halftime analysis before we get there as well. All coming up in a moment. You're listening to CISN.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7. Rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Here in the heartland, at the heart of everything cool, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling. A feeling of discovery and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
When I think about the mini pitch initiative, I think about creating equal access to allow youth to have confidence in themselves, to develop teamwork. For me, sports were always a huge part of my life, and I want other people to have that same experience that I did. When you revitalize space in the community, you're able to allow people to come together. We've worked really hard with the U.S. Soccer Foundation over the past couple years and bringing pitches all over the country. We're really proud of being able to create spaces for kids to play and grow. At the end of the day, soccer is just a conduit. It's allowing kids to develop and give them the tools that they need for life. That's what soccer means to me.
Just one goal in it so far, halftime gone, and in a couple of minutes we'll have the second half of action. 45 minutes for Flint City to save their season, or for Ventura County to make their way back to the national final for the first time in almost a decade. All that coming up in just a moment. Stick around with us on CISN.
At DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, we want you to experience the DeArmond difference.
My dad and I are in the dealership every day to ensure your ownership experience is exceptional.
We're completing phase 2 of our major reconstruction project at our Indianola location, providing a state-of-the-art customer lounge and waiting area and soon-to-be all-new showroom, reinvesting back into our communities.
DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. Experience the DeArmond difference today. DeArmondAuto.com.
One more time.
Come on, one more.
One more?
Looking good. Done.
No, one more.
One more. Riding stance.
What do you think? One more set? Fine, 2 more sets.
One more.
Let's go, squad. One more.
One more.
3, 2, 1.
One more, man.
Oh, man. All right, little bro.
Breakfast? One more. Yeah, I'm not hungry either. One more?
Want more? One more, Dad.
Why do businesses succeed? The Better Business Bureau sees the traits of successful businesses every day. It's not easy, but it is simple. The BBB fosters trust between Iowa businesses and consumers.
Visit bbb.org.
Back with you at Valley, Justin Forster and myself, Danny Catula, with live coverage. Second half of the USL League 2 National Semifinal coming your way on CISN. Thanks for listening, whether you're on 11 Sports or on YouTube. Appreciate your listenership all season long. And we imagine most of you are tuning in as a Ventura or a Flint City supporter, so appreciate you guys being a part of this broadcast. Our last League 2 transmission of the season, of course, with Des Moines Menace being knocked out on Friday. Been a fun way to go out so far, especially for Ventura County, the boys in blue and orange, with a 1-0 lead after the wonder goal from Nathaniel Opoku on the right side of midfield. Doesn't look like any changes so far. If we see any for either team, we'll let you know. But as of now, we'll go with Carano in goal, Rubio, Alvarez, Calderon, Slingsby on the back line, Edwards, Oberly, Madrigal, Smith, Hasty, and Opoku left to right at midfield, and Logan Farrington up top. That's the 11 for the side that lead 1-0 at halftime. As the second half gets underway, Ventura County Fusion moving left to right in their blue with orange and white trim. Meanwhile, going the other way for Flint City, Walker's in goal, Quaynor, Mimi, Bacharach, and Trujillo right to left in a back four. Harvey Slade and Ideal Shefketi in defensive midfield. Emeka Anelli is the attacking point of the midfield three. Amadou Cisse out right as a right winger. Bridie Secrezi, his opposite on the left side. Childert Dahlman up top, and that's how Flint City will line up to start half number 2. Except for, we can now tell you there's a substitution in midfield. Ideal Shefketi is off, replaced by Sebastian Chalbad, Valencia, Venezuela native. Everything else should stay the same. Harvey Slade still alongside him anyway. This ball crossed in, and in the area was Enelli, but going the other way now, Opoku. Goal scorer in the first half. Thought about moving it out right. And instead he'll play it backwards. Overly out to the left where Marley Edwards had it. Played it back where it came from. Long ball in. Is Farrington onside? He's not. Missed that strike from close distance anyway. Minute and a half gone in half number 2. And Ventura, after springing somewhat of a surprise in the first half, don't have that factor going for them, but they've got a 1-0 lead. And the way they can defend, that might be all they need. They got the 1-0 win. Of course, same scoreline over at Ballard on Friday. And they would not complain for it to stay 1-0 until the 90th minute here. Madrigal picks it up. Plays it to Slingsby. Now it's backwards for Calderon. This is Juan Pablo Alvarez. Carpinteria, California, hometown of Juan Pablo Alvarez. It's a city that calls itself the world's safest beach. Not sure how true that is. Never had the pleasure of going there, but take their word for it. Meanwhile, this will be what appears to be a free kick. Ball went out off of Quaynor anyway, and he'll just show a bit of sportsmanship and pick Oberly up in the process. See this run again from Farrington. There he sprays it out wide. Bastian Oberly, and I think he's got a point. Well, it is a throw-in. I think it's the right call. If it would have been a free kick, I would have personally disagreed, but throw-in seems like the right call. Edwards cross in, nowhere in particular, over the back post, and that will result in a goal kick taken quickly. Bakhtiarak has it, 49th minute.
Yeah, with Shalbard coming in for the change of Shafketi into the midfield. The other night, Shalbard, actually, I thought he played really well. He changed the game when he came in against the Menace. He just sits between the lines. As I see him right now, he's just picked up a spot in the central area. He'll move between the central area and the half space. And he's got himself on the ball already a couple of times. He can be very, very impactful in the midfield. We just got to watch him, because something might happen here with that particular change. Again, Cissé's come inverted. It's made it very, very compact through the middle areas, the central areas of the field. Cissé, if he can just hold the line, he's going now into a great area, actually. That's what he needs to be doing, and that's where he's dangerous.
Danger coming for Flint City. Dahlman sends it in, going down on a challenge from Codono. Referee gives no mercy to Flint City, and I think Codono is a little bit fortunate on that occasion. He certainly made contact.
Yeah, he did. I'm surprised. I actually thought the referee was going to give a penalty there. Codono went over the top on Anelli with that little flick through from Dahlman. I'm surprised Dahlman didn't hit that with his right foot, because it was in an area where the ball was perfect into him. He could have just got his right foot around it and whipped it around the goalkeeper. We might get a look at that in a bit as the game goes on here. But again, the previous passage of play was Cissé playing wide. The ball was played over the top, just in behind Edwards, and Rubio, and then it was Calderon Alvarez that came across and covered, and actually did pretty well there. But those are the moments, and I think that's where Cissé was effective against the Menace the other night, where they stretched them. Again, he's looking for it on the other side. He's coming in, and that was a good idea there from Harvey, but just not enough on it really, because those two center backs are solid. And Danny, as we saw Codono making that save there. But if we look here again, this is that moment, Cissé. That was where I thought, yeah, Dahlman had the time and space. That could have been a penalty. I'm surprised. Ventura can count themselves lucky,
didn't it? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was a quite literal punch from the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we shall see a corner kick to be taken by Wiley Trujillo. The referee taking a moment and will now allow that corner kick to be taken. Anthony Wagstaff's men for Flint City have some work to do to equalize, but they were in this position at halftime against Menace, down 1-0. They're still in that position now in the 52nd minute. Only took them about 15 minutes in that Menace match to equalize via Harvey Slade on a corner kick. This corner kick not as successful, but they can certainly score even when they're up against it.
Well, Trujillo with the out-swinging corner again. That was a very difficult one for Harvey Slade to get on the end of. It was going away from him. Maybe the run-up needs to be from a little bit deeper. maybe the in between the penalty spot and the 18-yard box line. Maybe that should be the run-up area, because you're in a stagnant position. Now you've got to move backwards to try and head that ball. It's a very, very difficult one. There's a lot of technique involved, as you can see there. Harvey Slade just going down looking for a free kick.
Ball sent out left. Farrington wants to cut inside, does so, lays it off. First touch not good enough by Bastien Oberle. Harvey Slade's got it in central midfield to play it back to Bacharach. Mimi. Taking their time, our Flint City. Trujillo. Wiley Trujillo. Nice and patient, switches the play. Cisse. Crosses. Might have gone for goal in the end. An awfully tight angle if that was the intention. Either way, hits the side netting on the wrong side of the bar. 53rd minute. Ventura County 1, Flint City 0, still the score line.
Yeah, I think he was looking to try and go up in at the near post. I actually thought he was going to fake the shot and draw it back onto his left foot, which we've seen before. But that's the type of moments, that's the type of ball they need to play in from. I thought it was out of your picture. He was inverted. He was in line with the actual 6-yard box with the moment that ball was played, so he had to readjust. If he goes out and wider another 10 yards, he's not having to readjust and move off it and stretch the line. He's now in a position where he can come onto the ball, and his first touch is cut across the defender. He's inside too much at the moment. He's on the shoulder of Rubio when the ball is on our near side touch line in their own half, Flint City's half. So I think he has to hold his line. He's got to be patient. And then on this side here, on our near side, Secrezi is holding that line and holding the width. And I think if they can do that, they could open up Ventura in those areas. If that's what they're looking to do, because it's so compact down the middle, and so far Calderon and Alvarez are having a great game in at center back.
Slingsby sends it forward. Farrington got onto this ball, nearly finished it. Touch off the goalkeeper, Isaac Walker, touch off the post as well, and a corner kick. Logan Farrington, how close can you come to goal number 2?
Well, Farrington thought he had that, to be honest with you. He thought he had that. When we look at this again, there's a mistake by Mims. Bacharach comes in. Farrington goes to Bacharach's right on his left foot. He should have really scored that, but credit to the goalkeeper, Walker, for a great save.
Not a great opening play on that corner, but nearly making up for it was a long-distance effort. It was Julio Rubio in the end from Goleta, California. An absolute zinger, but just over the bar. Bit too much zing. Eugene Quaynor. Going back to that earlier chance, Farrington, so close. There's a foul against Harvey Slade, and we will likely see a booking. Yes, we will. So Jeldrick Dahlman seeing yellow earlier on in the first half of action for dissent, and now Harvey Slade on a ill-advised challenge, losing the ball there, just trying to recover, takes down Madrigal.
The counter press was brilliant there. Edwards coming in, blocking the outside lanes. That's where Slade wanted to go, blocking that, and Madrigal was there. Madrigal going forward was brought down. So the counter press has been very, very good from Ventura County.
Might just be the difference so far. Slingsby, backwards for Calderon. Takes a bounce, Farrington heads it backwards. Apoku was the intended target. No dice. Secrezi. Thessaloniki, Greece native. In midfield. Couple of dribbles backwards for Bacharach. Shalbad, the substitute. Trujillo. Wiley Trujillo. Still just weaving in and out. Bacharach. Slade. Newly booked. Works it out wide. Cisse. In fact, it's Quaynor for now. He'll play it in. Cisse's in the area, but couldn't get there. Shalbad. Slade crosses it in. Dahlman's head is there. Hits Calderon and cleared away. Still danger. Flint City continuing to press forward. They know they need a goal sooner rather than later. Slingsby's got it. Released up the line. Played forward, and not a great first-time ball for Nathaniel Opoku, who's really found his way up top in attacking situations. Marley Edwards now moving out right to defend Eugene Quaynor on the ball for Flint City. Quaynor backwards for Bacharach. Everybody across midfield for Flint City right now. Pressing the issue, they need a goal. Offside is the run of Amadou Cisse. And that will be a free kick for Cardano.
Yeah, Cisse went a little bit early there, but a better passage of play here from Flint City. It was great to see Quaynor getting high and wide up the field in the overlap. He didn't really do it as much in the first half, and if he keeps on, the cue is on the switch of play, and Cisse comes into the half space and into more of a central area, and he works together as a double nine with Dolman, and then in behind them is Anelli. That's the cue for Quaynor to get forward on the outside, but it's got to be in rotation.
Farrington lays it off, just not enough. Still in the area, Madrigal slid in but couldn't win the ball off of Trujillo. Bacharach got it, gave it to Mimi, cleared away, but only as far as Marley Edwards. He'll have a go! That one saved by Isaac Walker. Shades of the earlier goal from Nathaniel Opoku for a moment, that curled effort, but this one a little bit inside, and Walker has no trouble claiming it.
Yeah, Flint City are making too many unforced errors at the back. They're giving the ball away. Edwards has had 2 opportunities, and that's better there. The ball played into Cisse. Look at this now as he tries to take on the defender cutting into the box. And that's well defended, actually, there by Rubio.
Excellent work by Rubio to just slide in and make that challenge. Knew anywhere would do on that occasion. Happy to give up the corner. Cisse was headed right past him. So a corner to come. And we'll see what Flint City can create from here. Harvey Slade, Geldrick Dahlman, both 6'4" targets. Amadou Cisse, also standing 6 feet tall. Referee Stefanovic just gonna chat with a couple of players before he allows this corner to be taken. Flint really tight, trying to make sure that Ventura can't mark. Looks like some man marking and then zonal marking in the 6. In it comes, Dahlman's there, but over his head, and Opoku's eventually the one who gets there. Marley Edwards out left, trying to pick it up off of Quaynor, can't do so. And he touched it at last, so Flint City will get things going again.
Well played there by Cardano, the goalkeeper, just getting his hands above Bacharach. Bacharach was just about to get on the end of that. But play is broken up again here by Flint City. And on the ball is Trujillo. And it looks like Bacharach is getting forward a little more as well, just hovering in those midfield areas. Is Bacharach. Scored the winning penalty on Friday night with that one in the top corner with a lot of composure.
Also want to make sure we shout out a third Flint location where there's a watch party going on. The Durkin Irish Pub in Flint. Excited to have them tuned in as well. Appreciate you shouting that out via 11 Sports. Thanks to all the watch parties tuning in across Michigan. So many Flint City fans. One of few clubs in this Central Conference and across League 2 who can match the excitement, the fervor of the Des Moines Menace fan base. Ventura County with quite a few followers they've amassed over the years as well. And this will be denial of a promising opportunity. Emeka Eneli knew what he was doing. Professional foul. He'll pick up a yellow card for it.
Yeah, but he look, possession given away here. It was Shabad that lost it there in the end. And Oberly was breaking forward, and that was obvious to the referee. And Nelly, both hands on his shoulders, bringing him to the ground. It was definite yellow card. Just got to be careful now. There's 3 players on yellow cards with Dahlman, Slade, and Nelly now. All 3 are on yellow cards. And we know what happens. Frustration builds up in the game, Danny, and it just takes a flash of anger or retaliation. What a ball that was.
Right to Farrington's feet. Tried to repay the favor, but not a good first touch from Madrigal. He'll move it out left for Edwards. Turns goalwards. Back around. Rubio. Edwards again. Inside Madrigal. Gives himself some space. Wanted a Poku's run. But here's Farrington instead. Maybe a foul on the build-up. Still going for goal and not missing by much was Oberly. And meanwhile, another yellow card just outside of your screen. There it is. And I believe it's gone to Bridie Secrezi on the follow-up. You saw the pass just before Secrezi got there, and on the ground is Henry Smith-Hasty. Took the brunt of that challenge. You'll see it one more time on the Royal Mile replay. Royal Mile's the best place in Des Moines to catch a soccer match. Yeah, just the extension of that challenge. Boy, that shot wasn't far away. It's curling away from goal, trying to find that near corner. Meanwhile, some changes to bring you. Coming in, Beto Soto, replacing Wiley Trujillo. Soto, an interesting storyline because it's his return to Des Moines. Played with Des Moines Menace in the past. And another change that we will bring you when we can. I think we actually can tell you Jensen Lacasco's in. Just trying to figure out who he's replaced, whether it's maybe Harley Slade in defensive midfield. I think that is the case. So Slade is off in central midfield, replaced by Jensen Lacasco of Columbus, Ohio. Beto Soto, former Menace player, is in for Wiley Trujillo. Those are the two changes for Flint City. Keep in mind they made one at halftime as well to bring Shalbad on in defensive midfield. So two defensive midfield changes die now, and one at left back. Soto, a more attacking change. He's a winger by trade. Can play in that wing back role as well, but less of an out-and-out left back, more of a guy who will get forward and make sense at this time in the match. 63 minutes gone, almost 64, and Flint City still chasing this one. Here's a Poku for Ventura County. Long ball, sees Farrington's run, takes a couple bounces, but getting there first is Schneider Mimi. Now getting forward, it's Lacasco. Beto Soto now for Shalbad. Lacasco. Definitely a shorter figure, 5'8", 150, as compared to the 6'4" frame of Harvey Slade. Dahlman, back heel, lays it off, and Ellie. Down the left side of the box, stays on his feet, goes down as he crosses it. Calderon was there first. Tapoku clears for Ventura. Farrington gets the first touch. Can he get around the center back Mimi? Not quite. Excellent intervention from Schneider Mimi, who's actually moved out to left back, I believe. Or at least in that passage of play he did. Out of play, Julio Rubio will shepherd it out and earn a throw.
It looks like the shape has changed, Danny. It's gone to a back three with Mimi. Mimi has gone in at the central role, and it looks like Bacharak is to his right. You can see him pressed up a little higher. And then to on our near side here. And the near side is actually Mimi, number 25. And in that center back, we'll just confirm that now. But they've definitely changed to a back three. Wing backs.
I think it's Quaynor in the center of that back three now. Bacharak on the right, Mimi on the left, perhaps?
Yep, yeah, absolutely right. And I think the reason being is because the pace of Quaynor, Mimi's very quick as well, so he's come onto our side here. Bacharak has gone to the right in a back three. And they've congested the central areas of the midfield, and then they've gone in with two wing backs. So they're really going to, looks like they're really going to go for it here with 24 minutes left in the game. This is about the time to do it, which I'll be interested to see how the shape's going to change here for Ventura Fusion and how they countered their tactical movements. It'll be interesting to see, and maybe they just carry on playing the way they are. Cardona looks like he's going to get a yellow card here for time wasting.
Well, the referee at least going to have a conversation, and he'll say no more, which really plays to Cardono's benefit because doesn't get carded and wastes even more time with the referee coming over to say no more.
Well, he sprinted all the way there to have a word. I would have probably just said it from where I was.
The work rate from the center referee, exquisite. Oberle sends that one high into the sky. He'll do it a second time. Opoku tried to get it down, but couldn't do so with enough control. That one will touch Ventura most recently. Throw in for Flint City Bucks. Bokcharek will take it after moving out to the right of a center back trio. And this is Schneider Mimi. Aerial ball, left side. Calderon's head gets it away. Now a throw in for Amadou Cisse. We'll leave it off now for Soto. From Houston, Texas, Beto Soto. Klein High School graduate there. Played for the Marquette Golden Eagles. Bokcharek. Nothing doing that time. Cleared away. Opoku's on the ball. Shielding Lacasco. Couple players on him now. Lacasco hounding him. Madrigal goes down on a challenge from Lacasco, and Lacasco gives away a free kick this time.
And Magical will take that. The free kick there from Lacasco. Lacasco's just come on. But look at the skill here from Opoku, just cutting inside, just keeping the ball. It looks like these guys are enjoying the moments here, enjoying the game. It was just a frustrating tackle there on Magical.
Back on the ball, Flint City. Imagine that'll be the case as we near the end of this one. Getting closer and closer to desperation time, where Ventura will just want to get this ball anywhere but the attacking third of Flint City, and the Bucks will be on the ball as much as they can be. Shalvad, center of the park, so much space. Out wide. Crossed in. Cardono picks it up. Knocks down his defender Devin Slingsby in the process, but Devin is all right. Cardono just moving back a couple of times to make sure he's all right, because, again, that just gives you a little more time. And, in fact, Slingsby will stay on the ground inside the 6 and maybe get a little bit of treatment. Also a convenient time to just get your shoe tied.
And to kill some time as well, especially with the momentum. Looks like he got an elbow in the back of the head there as well from Cardona. The 6'2" frame falling on him, but Slingsby put in a great tackle earlier on Soto here on our near side, going out for a corner, for a goal kick. He was the last player on that side. He didn't have much cover, and Soto would have beaten him, but that was really good, actually, the tackle. Slingsby, I've been impressed with the 2 outside backs, and Julio Rubio on the left-hand side for Ventura County I've been really, really impressed with, and the back 4.
Soto, 1-2. So it'll give and go, and knocks it off Slingsby for a throw-in. Another substitution for Flint City in the offing, 71st minute. Running out of changes to make, but a few more they can call on. See who it might be this time. My guess is, yep, it is Lachlan Hepburn to step in, making his first appearance. See who he comes in for. Might it be Cisse on that far side? Still trying to figure out who it is. Lacasco backwards for Bokcharek. This one's sent all the way in. Cardono picks it up. Bokcharek heads it down. Quaynor. Schneider Mimi. This is Jensen Lacasco. Look how far forward everybody is in red. All hands on deck in the attacking third. Nice turn from Soto. A couple players around him. A free kick just outside the box. And maybe a goal-scoring opportunity to come. There will be a yellow card to come. And it's gone to Julian Madrigal on this occasion. So Madrigal, the first man booked of the evening for Ventura County. That turn was beautiful. Soto just turning the head and just goes down. Honestly, I don't think it was Madrigal who actually made the foul.
It looked like he slipped on the ball first.
True.
When you see that initially and then falls in front of.
Right there. I don't know if there's enough there. And in either way, it would have been Smith Hasty, I think, to give away the foul rather than Madrigal.
Let's make sure the official gave it to the correct player. I think he did give it to Smith Hasty.
Los Angeles native will pick up the first carding rather than Madrigal as we thought originally. We can tell you Lachlan Hepburn in to replace Bridie Secrezi. That was the substitution a minute ago. Now the free kick opportunity hits the wall no further. Lacasco headed away. Lacasco again. Clips it in, again headed back out. Bacharach. Soto. Bacharach again. Left side, Cisse. Gets the better of his man, deflection! Touched two Flint City players in the 6, but neither one of them got a decisive touch. Dahlman and then Soto had it, but just didn't have the reaction time to send it home. 74th minute, chance goes begging.
Yeah, Cisse, he's drifted over to our near side here, so he can cut in onto his right foot. He's picked up a position on the left-hand side, our near touchline, but that was a great chance, couple of deflections. Soto was diving in there. There was a few red shirts with legs out in there. The game is going to start opening up, and this is where Flint City need to take the chance, but could leave them exposed to the back. But they've got three. They've changed the shape to a 3-5-2. They've got two on the front line there. They've pushed Cisse into a forward position. They've got Soto out wide. Cisse just tends to drift, and then you've got Anelli that's pinching onto the line or either stepping in between the lines just to hold that role so he could combine. But it's very, very compact at the moment, Danny, and it's the way to do it is opening them up as you see Soto on the ball here.
Soto's cross is boomeranged back out by Calderon. Apoku got a touch for Ventura, but nothing more. Quaynor forward.
Speaking of boomerangs, they have Kyra on the bench, the Australian.
Indeed they do. Aiden Kyra, 6'1" striker. Meanwhile, Lacasco sends one in. Looking for the head of Anelli. But instead, Carono gets his gloves on it. Yeah, as you mentioned, Aiden Kyra came off the bench in the eventual penalty win over Menace. He's played in 2 matches of these 3 playoff matches so far from Sydney, Australia. Interesting, though, he has never seen a kangaroo. That's a genuine stat that I found about Aiden Kyra.
That's very interesting, actually.
Not sure how common or uncommon that is.
But you don't see many kangaroos bouncing around Sydney, that's for sure.
Right you are. More recently, a Las Vegas resident, plays for the UNLV Runnin' Rebels out west after transferring from Eastern Florida State Community College out in the Sunshine State. Minute number 77 now. Time slowly ticking away for the 4-time national champions. Can they find it in them to grab an equalizer or maybe more? Or will Ventura County Fusion be able to hold on?
The big frame there of Alvarez just lurking over the center forward. I believe it was Dolman at that time, the 2 giant frames. It's a big battle out there at the moment, Danny. You can see it. Cisse trying to deliver that ball through. Seems to be a handball.
Madrigal frustrated, and Stefanovic just says, hey, listen, no more dissent. That's enough. You get carded next time. And again, a reminder, Madrigal we thought was carded at first, but it was Henry Smith Hasty who made the contact and received that yellow card. So Madrigal not in any danger of a second yellow, but a first one wouldn't be ideal either. This ball sent into the box! Offside! Goes the flag, and for a half second, Flint City thought they had equalized via the head of Hugo Bacharach, and what a storyline that would have been, because he had the winner on penalties before. Let's see it one more time. Service from Shelbot.
Bacharach frustrated here. You can't really see it out of the picture when the ball was delivered, if he was in the offside position, because Smith Hasty had actually dropped into that roll as they go for the water break. It's hard to see. We need the camera lining in line with that would help there, but it's hard to see from our area here. Obviously the second AR on the far side had a better view than us.
That's Nathan Coling of Kansas on the coach's side. Assistant referee number 1. 78th minute, 12 more to go. Players on the pitch hydrating. It's their second time playing in 3 days. And for Flint City, they played 120 minutes and then penalties. 90 minutes would have been enough in this much heat in the summer. This much pressure as well. It takes an emotional toll. Every single one of these players appeared in some form or fashion last time, with the exception of Beto Soto, who was not in the 18 on Friday for Flint City. Every other player on both sides appeared in some form or fashion on Friday. And with 1 day of rest, they're right back at it here. They've got to be tired, got to be fatigued.
Oh, they will be. And as we're talking about that, Bacharach is now playing up front as a 9. They're going for it. They're just pushing all the guys forward. You see all the red shirts there on the line. Anelli, Bacharach, Cisse wide, Dolman up front there. And Bacharach, I don't foresee him dropping into his center back role now. And at the back, you've got Reynor, Mimi, and on the far side, the substitute that came into the game, Lukasco. But Lukasco will get forward when it's on here, but this is the piece where Ventura need the break. They're going to look to get that ball forward. I don't think this isn't the time to keep it in the corner flag, though.
Well, they tried to, but it didn't work out. Apoku couldn't get there. Midfield, Bacharach in his newly advanced role. Plays it for Anelli. Couple of touches, now it's Dahlman. Has space, running through a couple of players, gets by them, but just that last touch from behind won it back for Ventura. Smith Hasty, Oberle, long distance pass and too much for Marley Edwards. That would have been a nice chance for the California side to hold on to possession. Couldn't do it. Free kick given away. And that was Sergio Villalpando who's come in. I think he's replaced Logan Farrington, if I'm not mistaken. Attacking change up top. Oh no, Farrington's moved out right. Still not sure who's gone. Meanwhile, Slingsby goes down. Another elbow to the head from his own goalkeeper. That happened about 10 minutes ago.
Well, they're obviously not roommates when they go on tour.
Well, they won't be anymore, that is. If they do move through and end up traveling wherever they do end up going for the national final, if results hold, then they might have to get different rooms.
Well, Cardona had all right to go for that ball, and obviously Slingsby just doing his job defensively, staying on the shoulder of Cisse just to prevent him from actually going in and getting the challenge. Cardona coming over the top. That's the second one that Slingsby has taken from his goalkeeper, but it's all part of the game as we see another change coming over, and it looks like, it's
Kyra it
Anelli,
is.
yeah, Anelli and Kyra's coming in.
Aiden Kyra enters, and as you mentioned, off goes Emeka Eneli. Attacking midfielders sacrificed for a striker. So at this point, we've got Hugo Bacharuk, a center back up top, somewhere, just roaming. Jildrick Dahlman, the striker, still up there. Another out-and-out striker in Aiden Kyra. Another center back in Lachlan Hepburn, who's up there somewhere. No shape at all anymore. Cardano punches away and then sent away further. Mimi's got it, under some pressure now. Lacasco advances it up the left. Quaynor, I'm sorry, that's Cisse. Soto, cross in. Dealt with on the header. Cleared. For now, anyway. Flint City will charge up another last-ditch attack. 83rd minute. They need a goal in the next 7 and change, plus any other stoppage time. Remember, we'll see at least 1 or 2 minutes just based off of the drinks break alone. It's only one other substitution that Flint City can make, excluding the goalkeeper, Gunther Rankenberg, from Marietta, Georgia. He could replace Isaac Walker, but that's unlikely to happen. Outside of that, Seth Maulmeister, the only guy who could come in. He came in solely for the penalty kicks, took and scored a penalty against Menace, one of the 5 that won Flint City that Friday night match. See if he comes on, but other than that, Flint City have what they have, and they nearly had an equalizer. It was Dahlman's header that required a sprawling save from Cardano.
Well, great save there, last ditch by Cardano. Cardano is going to have to come up big in the last 6 minutes that are coming up. It was a fantastic save there off Dahlman.
Corner to come. And in it goes. Far out. Oberle gets there with his head. Long distance effort, nowhere close. And that will result in a Fusion goal kick. More time taken off the clock. Another half step closer to the national final on Saturday.
Yeah, as you look at this again, fingertips to the ball there. Dahlman had lots of space. It was a great ball played in. It wasn't picked up. Cardano did really well just to get his fingertips to that ball, glancing it over the crossbar.
Crashing challenge in midfield and still on the ground. Is that Logan Farrington out there? Still trying to figure out who it is. That would appear to be who it is. And yeah, it's Farrington on the ground. Took some head-to-head contact there. He's trying to shake it off. But the referee just making it clear to him that he's going to have to come off anyway. Referee does have to stop the play for anything like that. Yeah, it just gets crashed into. Head-to-head contact with Schneider Mimi there.
They both went for the ball. There was no malicious intent involved in that challenge. Just 2 players competing out there.
Well, so Farrington steps off, and there'll be a minute before they allow him to come back on. In the meantime, we reach 85 minutes gone. Into the 86th now. And a dropped ball for Ventura County. They'll release this one for Flint City.
And obviously, as you can tell, Ventura County, when the ball's being played forward, they're not committing players up the field into the Flint City half. They've got 8 across the back line, sometimes 9 across the back line. This is the time they're going to hold off.
Ball in. Bacharuk's glancing header nearly found Dahlman, cleared away instead. I'm going to correct what we said earlier on. Smith Hasty still in the action midfield. Julian Madrigal, the player who went off to allow for Villalpando to come in. Meanwhile, Dahlman, left side, gets to his center area of the pitch. That one well defended by Calderon, but still in the area. Right side, some space. Cisse, that one saved by Cardano.
Well, Cisse had enough time and space, but earlier on, when the ball was cut in, Calderon, Stringby, Slingsby, and Alvarez were all in cover there. But that ball played out to Cisse. Cisse had time and space, but again, Cardona had enough of the near post covered. Maybe Cisse should have driven it to the right-hand side of the goalkeeper. Cardona maybe it's deflected out to some oncoming red jerseys.
Red jerseys have 3 more minutes and a little bit more to try and find 1 goal to keep this season alive in 2022. Soto couldn't get it past Ventura on that right side. It was Farrington who stuck a foot in. Villalpando chasing the ball now. Mimi. Mimi's still with it. Ball in the box. So many red players in the area, but Cardono is there first. He'll dive onto it and let as much time go as possible. Cardono to let this one go. Clean contact with it. Headed forward. Edwards taken down. And this will be a free kick and probably more. Indeed, it is a yellow card. Will go to Lachlan Hepburn, the substitute, who has kind of found his way back to that center back role. Fenton, Michigan native from Lake Fenton High School. That backwards header from Villalpando, very helpful. Just allowed Edwards to get forward, and Hepburn just making that contact. 88th minute. Nearing minute 89 now. Short free kick. Back where it came from, Oberle. Out left. Villalpando for Opoku. Edwards. Opoku again. Edwards. Oberle. Fakes a play. Still dribbling. Knocks down. Another free kick. And another yellow card as well. That goes to Eugene Quaynor. Second time in the weekend that he's been booked. See you one more time.
Yeah, that's just out of frustration. Oberle just enjoying it. Cutting past players. They're just getting sliced to the ground there by Quaynor. But again, it's time off the clock. It's another free kick, and Ventura will take their time. They've got 6 players behind the ball on the halfway line. They're not worried about pushing players forward. I suspect they'll take this to the corner flag with a minute to go, plus some injury time.
Edwards will receive this one over by the left-hand corner flag, and they'll have 2 Flint players trying to get it back. They do quickly. Hepburn slides it away, but it's out off Flint City. Throw in for Ventura County. They'll milk more clock off of this one. Oberle lets it go. No one in a rush to take it, but in time, Marley Edwards will be the one to throw it in. 30 more seconds and stoppage. Edwards. Ventura County so close they can taste it. Chance to win their first national title on Saturday is on the line. First national title since 2009, I should say. It'll be their second all-time. One of the more storied, maybe underrated USL League Two clubs in existence. They could put themselves on the map if they can hold on here and then win one more match on Saturday. But Flint City, not done yet. They're not giving up on this one. Dahlman. Bacharuk got ahead there, but not enough control of it. Long ball, Edwards. Villalpando chasing. Quaynor backwards. We'll have 5 more minutes. Plenty of time for Flint City to find the leveler. It's a tense atmosphere. Not as many fans as we're used to seeing here at Valley Stadium for Des Moines Menace home matches. But the fans who are here are rooted to their spots right now.
Cardona just bringing that ball down, laying on the ground, killing some time with the 5 minutes additional time being added, coming up to 4 minutes additional time remaining. Ventura just doing the right things at the right times, getting the ball into the corner spot. Here's Oberle just getting the ball out wide to Edwards. Edwards has been quality today as well, Danny. Look at him just go here. He's quick. I think he's going to have a go here.
Edwards certainly could. He'll play it right. Unselfish pass. Opoku could have had the winner. It did not take any deflection. Goal kick for Flint City. Well, could Ventura look back at that moment as the one to put the nail in the coffin? Flint City would like to make them pay for it. Deflection falls favorably. Flint City onside with Cisse. Has a go. It's out wide. Goal kick on the other end. Minute 92. Ventura County just that little bit closer.
That could have been the moment there, Danny, with Cisse, but Cisse didn't quite connect the ball. He got it onto his left foot. As that ball's played over here, and we can see this, he just gets him behind the defender for the first time, Calderon, but he shifts the ball onto his left foot. He miskicks it. He might have just kept it, maybe bring it onto his right foot, but it could have been costly with the Opoku miss earlier on, as you saw, and that would have been the nail in the coffin. I mean, that was the chance. That was the chance to put this game away, and still with moments and time left in this game. These next 2.5 minutes coming up will feel like another 10 minutes, especially to Ventura.
What is it you always say? Margins and moments, isn't it?
Margins and moments, and that's what the game's made of.
That's what it'll come down to in these last 2.5 minutes, potentially, of Flint City's season. Edwards backwards for Rubio. Rubio very long. Anywhere will do, but this one will work out just fine. Opoku. Defended by Quaynor. Off of Quaynor, throw in Ventura County. More time will bleed away. Edwards. Just take his time. Sends it over. A Flint City defender, and now it's Oberly. Nice pass. Edwards couldn't keep it. Free kick. Oberly with a heavy foul. And Flint City will be forced to take their time. We'll see a yellow card given to Oberly for the offense. And Flint City will have to bring it back. Referee tried to make it clear that they couldn't restart quickly, but the Bucks were always going to try and do so as quickly as possible anyway. And again, the referee says, you've got to wait. On a yellow card, the referee has to whistle to restart play. And now we're back in.
They're just wasting their own time there, Danny. I mean, that's seconds off the clock, back and forth.
70 seconds of time before we hit the minimum of stoppage. We'll hit 95, and that will most likely be it. Flint City, it's now or never. Will there be a Cinderella moment here? Lacasco. Lacasco again. Shalbad turns. Quaynor puts it in the middle. Dahlman was there, headed away first. Ventura, have to clear. Can't do it. Fialpando tried to dribble it himself and gave it away. Maybe another chance for Flint City. Space for Lacasco. He'll put it in. Back post, Dahlman's there. Heads it towards the center of the box. Cleared away. Calderon got there. Still in the attacking third. Maybe one more chance. 15 seconds. Out off of Ventura County. Opoku poked it away. Beto Soto has 10 seconds to throw this one in. In it comes. Bacharuk, Dahlman there. No one gets there in red. 95 minutes are up. Any more time? Referee lets them play on for now. Ball into the middle. Headed away. Cadono got a clearance. Punched out for a corner kick, and the referee will allow it. Soto to take this set piece too. Cadono for now has it. But one more chance. The goalkeeper is up. Isaac Walker in orange. It's all down to this. Last kick of regulation time. Ball comes in from Soto. Cadono claims it. Keeps it on the right side of the goal line. And you imagine once he kicks it away from here, it'll all be over. He is on the ground. Seems to have suffered maybe a lower leg injury to his left leg there. We'll see one more replay. Cadono might just have done exactly what was required. We nearly bobbled it as well, but the wherewithal to pick it up on that second bite at the apple. Still feeling the worst for wear. Into the 97th minute now. More and more time comes off. Cadono picks it up right there. That second effort. And right in front of him was Shalbad, who was ready to hammer it home otherwise. Cadono, he will send this one away. Long distance. into the night sky. Headed back the other direction for Flint City. Bodies on the ground. Referee doesn't blow his whistle. Out of play. That's it! Ventura County Fusion have put together 97 minutes of intensity, of brilliance, and in the end, of enough quality to move on to the national final next week. 6 days from now, they'll be playing in the USL League 2 national title game with a chance to win their second ever championship as a club. 1-0 the final score. Ventura County are going through over Flint City Bucks. We'll have more post-game analysis of this one and how Ventura County made it all the way here. In just a moment, Justin Forster and myself, Danny Gadula, taking a break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. It's CISN.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
Largest selection of German beer in the world, you'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
It takes a village to empower a young person to achieve their full potential. Yet today in America, 1 in 3 kids are growing up without a mentor. Together, we can change this. You can be that someone for a young person by becoming a mentor. Join the village. Big brothers, big sisters. Become a big today.
90 minutes of action were all that it took for Ventura County FC to pick up a 1-0 win over Flint City Bucks. They do it by the same scoreline and with a clean sheet twice in 3 days. Justin Forster joining myself, Danny Catula, with post-game coverage here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, Iowa. What a night it's been. What a weekend it's been. And the tournament all season long in USL League 2 has been pretty special. Some upsets. Ventura County Fusion not on a whole lot of people's radars to make it quite this far, but it's the beauty of this sport. It's the beauty of this level of play, and all of that was on display this evening.
That's what the game's about, Danny. Everybody thought that Flint City was going to win tonight. People I spoke to over the weekend, they thought it would be Flint City. I just had that feeling Ventura Fusion had something about them. After the way they played the other day, structurally off the ball, they were organized. They had a lot of chances today. They scored the goal. They had more chances today than what they had on Friday. So I was really impressed with them, and obviously the best team goes through.
They do on this occasion, and like you said, they had just enough about them to get themselves through. Let's see exactly how they got themselves there. A couple of moments that really define this match.
Yeah, you look at that layoff there. It was magical on the ball. Great inclusion into the squad, but what an absolute whipping ball there from Opoku and banger into the top corner. It was great skill. There was old Smith Hasty laying it off. He had a great game today, but that goal was clinical into the top corner, just off the fingertips of the goalkeeper, Walker. Yeah, we see the free kick here for Flint City. Driven in off the wall. Ball comes out, it's flicked over. Bacharak was pushed forward. Onto the right foot here of Cisse. Came onto our near left here. Ball deflected across. You had legs flying in there. You had Dolman, you had Soto coming in on the far post. I think this was the goal that was disallowed for offside. Great ball played in. And that man Bacharak was up there. We didn't quite get a good angle on it, so we couldn't really tell, but the offside was given. Obviously, Ventura were counting their lucky stars right there. Another ball played into the box. There's blue jerseys all over the place, but Dolman found space, and what a save there by Cardona, who ended up being such class today. It was part of Cardona here again, as you can see, just holding on to that ball. Got stepped on by Quaynor as he was going back, but that was it, and the result is Ventura.
It's exactly what we saw. I mean, pretty much the exact same strategy, a little bit of a different formation, a couple of changes in personnel, but more or less they saw what they were able to do against Ballard, and they said, well, can't we just do this another time for another 90 minutes against Flint City? And it's exactly what they do. A 1-0 win in a fashion that we don't see a whole lot anymore. It's that kind of, for me, it's an old school type of, I mean, just defend deep, be physical, get yourselves forward. When you see those chances to counter and to get space on the ball for Opoku, I mean, a beautiful goal, but great possession on the ball as well. Madrigal looked good in his introduction. Feels fully deserved for Ventura County.
Yeah, no, I want to give fully deserved, yes, and give credit to Flint City, you know, Bucks. This was a very, very competitive match today. And, you know, congratulations to Ventura County. I mean, they deserve to go through, and it doesn't matter how you win. It's how well you organized by your coaching staff, and they were well organized, and off they go to the national championship next weekend.
They are headed to the national title on Saturday, as you mentioned. Still to be determined who they play and where that one will be played, but you can find all that information on USL League 2's website, USLLeague2.com, as well as all of their social channels. For everyone who's been a part of CASN broadcast this season, especially everyone in our broadcast booth here at Valley Stadium, it's been a pleasure giving you USL League 2 action all season long. Congratulations again to Ventura County SC, who are moving on to the national final in 6 days. For Justin Forster, everyone here in Des Moines who has made this season possible, my name's Danny Gatula, saying one final time in 2022. Thanks for listening. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, and be blessed.